Hello witches, welcome back to the channel. This is Hekterios. This is going to be our weekly rune reading for November 6th through the 10th, 2017. So the full moon just passed this weekend. I hope that you all had a great time and tapped into those energies and used them. And I hope that you all are enjoying the rune readings. I will do some more tarot readings on the channel in the future, in future readings, but this is going to be a rune reading, and I'm going to probably do a few more before I get back to doing tarot. And I guess I'm just going to exchange the readings. Sometimes I'll do runes, sometimes I'll do tarot. Y'all are welcome to give input on that in the comment section, what you prefer, or if you don't mind that I'm mixing it up when I do. So, I'm just going to go ahead and get into it, okay? So this is the rune reading for this week. Now I align myself with the Most High God and the Holy Spirit Hecate. Please communicate the truth to me through these runes, so that I may be guided for the highest good of all. Thank you, and so to be. Please give us your divine guidance for this week, so that we can use these energies for our highest good, greatest success, and joy. Thank you, and so to be. Okay. Looks like we only have 2 runes that are face up. These are all face down, so they're not part of the reading. And let me show y'all. This is how they landed. So once again, I don't do reverse meanings in tarot or the runes. So this is what we have. So the first rune is called Ansas, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It represents the ash tree and divine breath. It symbolizes justice, authority, a leader or an authority figure. It represents someone that's in connection with a higher power or a higher authority. So it could also mean like a shaman or something like that as well. And it also represents clairvoyance or clarity, once again through that position of authority or divine connection. A lot of times in the ancient times, people viewed kings and queens and people in positions of authority and power as being connected to the divine or chosen by the divine. So there's that type of energy with this rune. The next rune that we have is xoxo, I believe, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the rune called Awaz, and it means it represents the yew tree. And that's kind of interesting because this one was the ash tree and it represented divine breath. And this one is the yew tree. The yew tree is associated more so with death and transformation. So there's kind of a polarity energy going on between the tree symbolism here. But the Awaz rune also represents change, a turning point, transformation, and initiation. So in the aspect of initiation, it also means confronting your fears, because a lot of times initiation is about going through some sort of fearful experience or fearful encounter that is meant to transform you. Okay? Sorry, I was taking a drink of my coffee there. But when I see these runes together, I'm getting this feeling that, you know, we're going through an initiation right now. That's what I'm feeling with this energy, because we had, you know, a divine connection, an authority or a leader position. You know, this is a high level of being, okay? For lack of a better way of saying it. And then this is the initiation. This is the transformation, you know, being undergone. And so when I look at these together, it seems like, you know, we're all graduating to the next level. We are all graduating to a higher level right now. This is the witch's new year. We just had Samhain pass, and the full moon was this past weekend as well, and it was the Taurus full moon, which is also about a lot of growth and that type of energy. So this is the turning of the wheel. This is the beginning of the next cycle for this next year of our lives. And this energy is initiating us. It's transforming us. All of the knowledge and experience that we have gained in the past year, since last Samhain. I think I said Samhain a minute ago. Sorry. But all of the experience, all of the change and transition and transformation that we have been through in this past year has, you know, it's transformed us. This is the time of year when we acknowledge those transformations. We acknowledge those changes. And, you know, maybe we realize these changes. They come into our awareness. The time of winter is very much associated with introspection. More people spend time indoors and with family in that regard, because of the changing season into the cold weather. So, and because of the longer nights and the shorter days. So because of that type of physical, atmospherical transformation that's going on, it causes us to become more introspective during this time of year, because we do spend more time alone, indoors, or, you know, with our family. So there's that type of close, more drawn in energy going on, both because of without the outer atmosphere and the environment, and then within us. You know, that's just what happens. So I feel like this reading is bringing that to the forefront, because we need to think about this, okay? We need to consciously, you know, think about, you know, who you are now. Everyone's changing constantly, okay? That's just the way that life is. You know, we're all changing every single day, really. Every single moment. You know, you can feel happy, then you can feel sad, depending on outer situations and, you know, things like that. So change it's a constant. The only constant in life is that things are changing, okay? So I feel like this reading is telling us, think about it. Think about yourself. Think about how you have changed in the past year. Think about who you are becoming, what you are changing into with this energy over here of, you know, connecting to the divine, getting into a position of authority. I feel like a lot of the transformations that have taken place have been initiations. I'm talking about the transformations that have taken place recently since the eclipses and all of that, and just in this past year in general. I feel like a lot of those have been initiations. Or, at least you can think about them as initiations because, like I said, everything's changing. And what changes in the world around you, the people around you, the environment, it does have an effect on you. And it causes you to change and adapt, in kind or in accordance with that. So, in that regard, you can see everything in your life that happens as some form of initiation. But more so, as this rune pointed out, initiation is like a confrontation of your fears. So what has happened to you recently or in this past year that you had to face your fears, or you had to face really difficult, daunting situations that, there might have been fear there in the past, but somehow when it happened, this situation or this initiation or this challenge, there wasn't really that much fear there because you have changed, you have transformed, and you have become a more stronger person, so that whenever these situations come up, you can just move past them with grace and with more ease than you would have in the past, seen them as much more fearful and difficult situations. So it's not to say that things still are not difficult or challenging, but it's to say that you have become so much more stronger that you can just breeze through that with ease. And a lot of that comes from your experience, okay? What you have already faced. So that's what initiations are all about. They teach you a lesson. They teach you how to face your fears. They teach you how to overcome challenges and trials. When you go through these initiation periods, you face something and you overcome it. And so whenever you have to deal with something similar, or in some way, with a similar fear, a similar challenge, you already know how to handle it because you've done the initiation period, you've done it before, and you've become different because of that. It has transformed you, like an alchemical process. It has transformed you to be able to be stronger and to deal with that situation. So I feel like that is a major part of this reading. In that regard, just kind of do a review of your past experiences and what they've changed within you, and how that relates to your life this week in particular as things come up. Now another part, or another message and energy that's coming through with this reading, it's coming into me, is that I feel like a lot of us are taking the next step right now. We are, I kind of feel like it's telling us as well that the challenging part of the initiation is over. And this is the part where, you step into your new life. You step into who you are now after this initiation has taken place. So, that's a great energy to be in, because this is like a rebirth. This is like a renewal. This is like you've been through a dark phase, a difficult, challenging phase, and it taught you things about yourself that made you stronger. It turned you into a new person. Excuse me, I need another drink of my coffee. It turns you into a new person. By walking through those trials, by facing those challenges, you transformed into someone new. And I feel like what this reading is asking us is, who is this new person? What is this new person's goals and desires, ambitions? What does this new person that you have become want to do going forward for the next year? Or just, in a more short term, this week, this month, the rest of this year, what is it that you want to do and be now that you have overcome your past self and been reborn, with a new energy? So there's a real, what am I trying to say? I feel like this is a very magical time. This is a very powerful energy to be walking through right now, because this is the type of energy that new things are born from. You can make entirely new, major life changes and transitions and power moves, ambition, and things that will lead you to not just success, but to be successful at what you really want to do, in particular. You can be successful at many things that you attempt and that, you're obligated to do, but what is it that you really want to do with your life and with your, present situation? And you can be successful at that with this energy. If you use this energy this week, you can probably really make some of those first steps, or at least making decisions that will get you started down the path to, great success to come in the future. So take advantage of this energy this week. I really want to say this energy of these runes in particular, of this reading in particular, has probably already been kind of there since Halloween, going through the full moon all the way to now and through the rest of this week. This energy lasts because it is a very powerful energy that is connected to the change of seasons, to the Samhain Sabbath, and just this time of year in general. The wheel is turning. It's a new cycle beginning. So this energy is a long-lasting energy, and a energy that looks far forward into the future. Okay, so just take advantage of that during this time and see where it leads you. Like I said, this reading is telling us to think about ourselves, who we are, who we've become, what has led us to that, what situations have kind of molded and shaped us, as well as, our reactions to the situations that has shaped and molded us, and who we are because of that. And what, with knowledge and clarity of who you are now, what do you want to do with that? What do you want to do going forward? Okay? And then, start planning it and see what comes of that. So that's going to be all for this reading. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that. I really appreciate all of you guys, and I love you all. And I hope that you, take the advice from these readings and really apply it where it fits in your life, and, get something positive out of these readings, okay? And make the most of them. So, with that said, hail to the witches, hail Hecate, and blessed be.